As far as the spending, I'm very convinced that I'm spending money well. Will I regret it? What I regret is not taking nootropics, because I'm learning that I'm spending at least $1,000 per month on nootropic. Unfortunately, I've been trying and testing so many of them and for such a long time that there's been periods like 3 to 6 months where I've been off of nootropics, convincing myself I can save money. But when I introduce them back and just have them there in my stack, man, I feel so much better and just feel like I lost time. Just actually take you through a recent order of mine and then discuss some of the newts that I take along with them. So this is nootropicsdepot.com, where I purchased most of my nootropics from. Purity, it seems to be great. So I've logged in and looking through my recent orders, and you can just see the amounts. 12 products totaling to $529. That was just recently. 13 products totaling $721. This is US dollars. Converted to Canadian, I think it's like 1.33, so it's obviously more. But along with these nootropics, I'm taking other stuff, which I'll disclose again in the later portion of the video. This is my most recent order, and I'll take you through some of the nootropics which I purchased. Firstly, Noopept. I purchased the powder just because I prefer it over the capsule, seeing that I typically dose it sometimes as little as 5 milligrams, and the typical capsule is 10 milligrams. Noopept is great. It's great for focus, great for ambition, energy, helps with sleep, helps you socially. I would highly recommend it that way. Paracetam, 800 milligram capsules. I'm taking 6 of these capsules per day. And this is going to help you with pretty much everything cognitively. It'll help you with your memory. It'll help you with solving complex problems, word recall, again, energy levels, your sleep. I like that a lot. However, paracetam is best used when you're combining it with other racetams. Caffeine and L-theanine, these are the capsules. I purchased this just because it's simpler than buying caffeine and L-theanine separately. The ideal dose of caffeine to L-theanine is like a 1-to-2 ratio. So they have that just nicely organized, and I'll typically take maybe one of those per day. Alpha GPC powder, there's my choline source. I'm always having this anytime I have the racetams. We have aniracetam there. This is the best tool, in my opinion, for social anxiety. When you're in that conversation, it'll help you from being out of your head and just being present and communicating to the best of your ability. Oxiracetam, I would say it's somewhat similar to Noopept in that it's going to help you focus. It's going to help you specifically with motivation, and it can really just heighten your awareness to some extent. Kind of like a stimulant, but not a stimulant in that you can still get your sleep. KSM 66 ashwagandha. This 300 milligrams, I'm taking 4 capsules of this per day. What I like about ashwagandha is it really does help you to just improve your relationship to stress. There's a term called stress resilience, which is like what your capacity is for stress. And I find that under the influence of ashwagandha, mine is a lot more elevated. I like that. Pramiracetam, this is a great tool. I pretty much take this year round with the exception of taking breaks here and there. What it's going to do, it's going to help you focus, but specifically when it comes to like boring tasks, like repetitive tasks, it'll keep you staying engaged. If there's something where you typically get bored with after like a couple of hours, with pramiracetam, you could motivate yourself just to go through and work and kind of like grind through those 3 or 4 extra hours, which you need. Bacopa, in my opinion, this is the best tool when it comes to improving your memory. However, Bacopa, I do notice that it can be somewhat demotivating when you take it. That's something to just look out for. Provided that you pay attention to it, you should be okay, in that the pros do outweigh the cons. And once you notice that you're a bit demotivated, you can therefore just up the accountability in your life, be conscious of your schedule, and make sure again that you're on track. NARALA, this is something which will help you with carb disposal. So on those days, like me, I have a refeed day once per week where I take my NARALA, and what it does is it just helps to shuttle all those extra carbohydrates right to my muscle cells versus fat cells. So that's, again, I'm only taking that once a week. L-tyrosine, I buy this in the 500 milligram capsule. What I do is I'll take it pre-workout, or if it's the end of my day and I need a little bit extra energy, a little bit mental freshness, you can say, then I would dose it. For example, this video, I'm shooting at night after a long day of work, and I just took some L-tyrosine to, again, just bump my energy levels up a little bit. And then lastly, we have lion's mane. This is my favorite, the 8-to-1 extract. I purchased this from Nootropics Depot. I like this a lot. And this is one nootropic which I would recommend that you purchase from Nootropics Depot, as I've tried it in many, many, many different brands. And this is the one nootropic, again, where the brand actually does matter. So this, if you've not gotten benefit from lion's mane in the past, then I would highly recommend that you do go ahead with this product, because the benefits are very strong. You'll find your personality just changing for the better, almost like feeling smarter. You'll find intellectually you're more curious about things. You're curious in like a wide variety of things. And it'll improve your mood, but it'll also help you with just understanding your emotions. There are nootropics which can help your mood go up. And this is not necessarily a tool which is going to help your mood go up. Your mood's going to go up and your mood's going to go down, but you are just so self-aware to notice that in the first place. And then if your mood does go down, you can dissect it with some clarity and like, why is it down and what can I do just to mitigate that? So I like that a lot. Now, and these again, it came up to $5.29, but I used the Black Friday coupon. I purchased these just a couple days ago, got 30% off. So those are those. And then along with that, I'm taking Cytomel. This is 25 micrograms twice per day. This comes out to about $150 per month, and I'm not insured, so that's pretty expensive, but it's thyroid. It's something which I don't want to go cheap on. And this is the one nootropic that I've noticed really work. And then my Wellbutrin XL, this also known as Bupropion, which is great. It'll help you with focus, motivation, kind of like getting out of a slump. However, I noticed that it helps me again with like repetitive tasks. And it's just a very interesting tool. You may notice that you don't like it if you just get on it, and it could be because you're taking the SR version. If you are taking it, the XL version is a lot better in my opinion. Now, these are just some of the nootropics. Along with that, I take a pre-workout. I take some things just to help with like natural testosterone levels. I take some things for sleep, zinc, magnesium. I take some calcium, some vitamin D. So there's a lot not. It's funny, I get the odd question posed to me saying like, Mike, do you think you're strange, or do you think something's happened or you've been damaged as a result of having nootropics? I mean, there's no way to tell. The only thing really I can say is people who meet me now and people who've met me 10 years ago cannot believe the person that I've become. I don't brag that much about what I've accomplished. I don't think that $1,000 per month is that much money considering this is your future, this is your life, and man, you gotta just spend money on yourself. Take the nootropics responsibly, know what will cause side effects, and know what you should be cycling. For instance, like rhodiola, adaptogens like ashwagandha or bacopa, those are stuff where you don't necessarily have to stack because they're herbs. There's, for example, extracted from India or somewhere in Asia. Whereas things like racetams, Nupep, you will have to cycle them as you just want to be on the safer side. But again, just to answer that question, I don't feel like taking nootropics has negatively impacted me. If anything, it has made me too ambitious to neglect things like my social life or older interests that I have. But that being said, no regrets. I'm going to keep on continuing this journey just to educate myself and therefore educate you guys. And feel free to educate me by commenting below. Don't forget to click like or dislike. I don't mind. Subscribe. I'll look forward to seeing you all next time. And if you're curious to know some of the nootropics that I recommend as far as where you can purchase them, where the best vendors are, and the prices, I'll link that in the description below. And I'll look forward to seeing you all next time.